This radio is powered by Streamline, the superior internet radio hosting service that provides our SOCAN license coverage. Visit streamline.com for more.
Hey there, changemakers. Imagine a world where every small act creates a ripple of impact. At wearestarfish.org, we're turning dreams of a better tomorrow into reality. Join our global community of starfish where every person like you is a catalyst for positive change. Whether it's empowering education, environmental stewardship, or supporting local communities, we believe in the power of every individual to make a difference. Visit wearestarfish.org today and discover how you can be a part of the wave of change. Wearestarfish.org, because each one matters.
Like confetti in a windstorm.
Welcome to Story to Screen here on KPEO World Community Radio, where we're rocking the film world each week on Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can go online, download the app, and listen in weekly with new guests and music, or catch the replay on wearestarfish.org. This is Story to Screen, and I'm your host, Eric Krefeld. Let's dive in.
On the boulevard, not turn back. It's my parade.
All right, hey everybody, it's Eric here with Story to Screen. I'm talking with Michele Seidman. Am I getting your name right? Seidman. I ruin everybody's names.
Everyone thinks it's Seidman. I always tell them, think about a side musician. They call them sidemen. It's just not spelled that way.
Love it. All right, Michele Seidman. There we go. So, Michele, if you can tell our listeners and our viewers a little bit about who you are, how you got started and what you're doing, and give us a little overview of what you're doing, because you're doing a lot. So let's just dive right in.
We're getting more specific today because I do work with the film industry, but we're talking about music. And for the last 17 years, I've been the chief bottle washer of an organization called the National Women in Blues. It is a nonprofit that was built to support, promote, mentor, and edify female blues artists anywhere in the world we can find them. And we've been doing it for a long time. We started with festivals in Wilmington, North Carolina. Then the mortgage crisis hit and we stopped getting funding. So did all the other festivals that were new. And then in 2013, I went to the International Blues Challenge in Memphis, which my band had competed in before. Someone said, hey, if I get you there, can you put together something with women in blues? So I went, I did, and it was actually a little shocking how big it went really fast. And within a few years, the IBC and the Blues Foundation sort of adopted us under their wing and took us on to Beale Street. And the last 4 or 5 years, Endless Blues Records has been sponsoring us to continue the event at Alfred's on Beale. And we present a dozen female performers every year in a showcase, old-fashioned style. It's I call it the elevator pitch showcase. They get a 10-minute set and off. The next one, 10-minute set and off. We also do some live stream interviews with artists that we can't get on the stage. Most of those are, just talk interviews, although sometimes they will do a song or two. And we continue to do this as well as run social media. Our biggest area of social media is a Facebook group for National Women in Blues. We have close to 9,000 members now. And I go through every one. So we try to keep the spammers and the memers and the here, watch this video people out, so that it's filled with nothing for the most part, but amazing female blues artists and blues fans and supporters, which is absolutely wonderful. We have an extremely high engagement rate for Facebook. We have something like 44% engagement rate, when I've heard the average is like 10 to 20%. So I'm really proud of the group, the organization, and the people that have been involved with it. Because even though I'm the chief bottle washer, there's a lot of people who've been helping and supporting me over the years.
Absolutely. I mean, I stalked your page heavily, like when we decided to do this, so if you felt stalked, that was me. I apologize. I was blown away by, there's so much in what you're doing, the amount of people that you're engaging, and like you said, you get comments, you get comments and you get views. People are really watching what you're doing. It's not just some people, they post something and you get the like, you get the click, but people are really commenting on and sharing what you do. So it's obvious that what you're doing has an impact on the women and all of the people that, support those women. So I applaud what you're doing, and I'm very appreciative to, the work that you put in to make all this happen all the time. So I want to jump back a little, and I do want to talk about this organization that you've got going on a little bit more, but I want to talk about you personally first as a musician. So
Okay.
you are a performer yourself, even if you're not currently performing. I always figure once a performer, always a performer. Um, so you have music of your own that we're going to take a listen to in a minute. Can you tell me a little bit about your music?
Sure. I've been doing all kinds of music for years, but then I hit 40 and I found that the blues was really my musical home. It was where I felt most at peace and the happiest. I'd get on stage and go to jams and make up songs, and then before you knew it, I put a band together. We started getting gigs, put several years into it, managed to get to the International Blues Challenge in 2006, managed to get our music on air all around the world, which was really exciting. We even made the Paris Blues charts in, was it 2008, I believe, and that was kind of exciting and fun, because I love being a storyteller. The arts to me is about communicating thoughts and ideas, uh, getting people to think or to feel. And so blues was definitely the right genre for me. I mean, I've done most of it. I've done choral and classical, and I've done standards and country and rock and alt and comedy cabaret, but blues was where I felt most at home, and um, I continued performing with my band for many years till some health stuff took me out. But it was actually my own band that gave me the idea to start National Women in Blues. I would have people comment that I stylized like a man, and I was like, "What?" And then I thought about it. A lot of the mentors that I had were men. My first chorus teacher was male. The it was male blues artists that I was jamming with and working with and learning from. And so I went to a large festival we won't name. Um, and they had 55 bands on 4 stages over 4 days, and I was so excited to look for female artists. I was like, "I'm gonna go find some mentors. I'm gonna go find some women I can learn from. I'm gonna watch and learn." There were only 4 female acts out of 55 bands.
Wow.
And then I started walking around on the streets, but there were women playing on the streets, including, Juke Joint Judy, Valerie June, Big Red and the Soul Benders. And so I made connections with these people, and I got back home, and I had booked a club for something else that was not gonna happen, and I decided with 6 weeks' time that I was going to put together the first National Women in Blues festival that was all women. And we didn't sell a ton of tickets, but we did have decent attendance, but we had a lot of attention for it. And it helped me realize that I was not only right that people wanted to hear women sing the blues, but that the women didn't necessarily have the network with each other. And so through my own performing of the blues and doing my thing, I started the organization. But I was very lucky. I got to perform on stage with some amazing people. I jammed in front of a packed audience with Taj Mahal. I got to perform on stage with Shirley King. She's the one that told me, "Oh, honey, just sing the white women blues because white women get the blues too." I one time, at a party, swapped Life Stories in song with Big Bill Morganfield. We sat there and
Wow.
sang our stories to each other back and forth. You know what I mean? So I've had some really great people that I've gotten to play and work with over the years, and I had some amazing musicians that I worked with who also helped me write music too. We had some music get used in film. Arthur Newman Golf Pro, a song written by my guitar player at the time, Madison Bunting. It was called Better Than I, and so that was that was fun and exciting. They even hired me to come in and sing it, uh, in the movie, and then they cut me out, but not the song. So, so that was kind of funny.
Yeah, us
Blues
film
music.
producers, we tend to do stuff like that every once in a while where we go like, "Hey, can we have that?" And then we go, "Okay, but we're gonna just use this part of it. Thank you, though."
Yeah, I kind of thought it was funny, as because they paid a decent rate for me to be there. They had me there all day long, and they'd already recorded the music. So if they only wanted the music, they would have been fine with that. But they had me come in and lip sync to the recording they had me do. So
Yep, it's funny because when I work with bands and films too, I do the same thing, and they're like, "So wait, you want us to just be here and pretend we're doing our song?" Yes, yes, that's what I want. I just want you to lip sync to it. Drummer, just pretend you're doing what you do. Guitar player, I don't even need your amp hooked up. We just need to all make
yeah,
it look like that's what you're doing.
right.
It's funny.
And I've
So
always found that amusing because, like, even in and I both know that if they need somebody to sing out of key, they actually hire somebody who can sing in key.
yeah, you can't sing really well out of key unless you know how to find the key. So you have to find the key and then just just jar yourself away from it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So while I've got you talking about your music, we're gonna jump out really quick. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna listen to something from you. Throw me out a title that you're gonna send to me that we're gonna pop in and listen to.
Better Than I.
Better Than I. All right, guys. So listen up. Better Than I with Michele Seidman, and we'll catch her back on the flip side in just a minute.
I've been thinking about times gone by, about you and I, with no way to pacify all of these feelings you thought recreate, your thoughts in the way that I'll never escape. I've been feeling like I've gone too far, sitting, crying, playing my guitar. I don't know, but wherever you are, I hope you're doing fine. You're better than I. I've been hoping to at least exchange words to see how you're doing, to hide the hell that I've been through. Not that you notice, or at least I don't think. So come Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, to you I drink. I've been feeling like I've gone too far, sitting, crying, playing my guitar. I don't know, but wherever you are, I hope you're doing fine. You're better than I. gone too far. Sitting, crying, playing my guitar. I don't know, but wherever you are, I hope you're doing fine. You're better than I. You're better than I. You're better than I.
Hey guys, back again with Michele Seidman. We were just listening to one of her songs. So remember, this is a lady that is the chief bottle washer, as she likes to put it. But we all know that that means she's the lady that has put this whole thing together and is running the show from start to finish with the National Women in Blues. But she herself is a performer, has performed for a few years. We'll just say a couple years there in the past, and so we were listening to one of her songs. Tell us a little bit about that song, Michele.
Better Than I was written by Madison Bunting, my guitar player that I was working with at the time. And I never did ask him what it meant to him. But when he first presented the song to me and said, "Do you like this? Do you want to sing it?" And I heard it, I was like, "Oh my God, yes." Even though it references drinking, I'm not really a drinker, but it reminded me of a lost love. It reminded me of lamenting that person and
Sure.
and reminding myself that if I really loved that person, that I really hoped that his life was better, better than I. And so that song actually, even though I didn't write the lyrics like I did on most of my music, that song meant a great deal to me.
Love it. Well, I'm excited to get to listen to it. And guys, hopefully by now you've watched more than one of the shows, and you understand that the reason we do this is so that people like Michele that have written a song or have put a song together or own a song or have just that have original music. This is original talent, original music. The whole idea here is to shine a spotlight on these people because they're telling stories that are important for us to hear. They're telling stories that have most likely helped them heal in some kind of way, which just goes on to extend into more and more of what we are all about at We Are Starfish. And it also helps to support them because by bringing the songs on the show, we're getting them played on the air. We're getting them on the radio. They're going to get residual income from it. And that's what we want. We want these original artists, these amazing, wonderful people that are telling these great stories and really helping people understand how to use the creative process to heal. We want to support them. And so that's why we do what we do here at this show. So Michele, I know that you support a ton of women, obviously, from Women in Blues, in what you're doing. On average, how many people would you say, like when you do the big thing that you just did, the big concert in Beale Street recently that I tried to get to and couldn't make it? It still breaks my heart.
That ice
How many,
storm, yeah, that.
how many women do you think like you had on stage for that 3 or 4 days or whatever it was?
Um, well, we do the dozen at the showcase itself. Then we interview anywhere between another 10 to 20 female artists in live stream interviews. Um, and I sat down and tried to do the math because we also one year did a virtual showcase with COVID. And there's somewhere on the list around 400 or more women that we have supported and promoted throughout the years. And there's more than that that we support through our organization and through our group. We share their information. There are women who I've not had the luck of seeing on stage live, but I see them post something. I'm like, oh, share. Everyone needs to know. So, and then of course we have that forum on the Facebook group where hundreds of women are sharing things on a regular basis. We just had a new woman join our group. Was it 2 or 3 days ago? Ma Bessie Productions, and she does stuff, about Bessie Smith and a lot of historical women. And she joined the group, and her like first post was, I thought I was alone, and 30, 40 women or thereabouts have already loved on the post, and at least 15, 20 have made comment to welcome her. And so we've definitely formed a network for a lot of women, more than we've put on just our stages.
Amazing. So I'm gonna ask a really stupid question for me, but I'm gonna ask it, for fun because I want people to hear it and understand it and hear it from you directly. Is what what's the purpose? What do you think people get out of these women that you support? Like, when we say that to people, we say, yeah, well, we support this and we support that. So these women that you're supporting by what you're doing, what do they get out of it? What do you think they're getting? What's this? What becomes?
Well, it depends on the woman and what she does with it. Um, for one thing, they all get a much larger network. They often get new fans. What some women have reported back to me after they've been part of our showcase is that they went home and everybody took them way more seriously. We also, since we started the organization early on, when I first started doing this, I had a very large manager, who I've yet to name to anybody, who told me that nobody wants to hear a woman sing the blues. And I would look at the charts and there weren't many women on it. And it was like, what's going on here? Because if you look at pop music or, anything else, country music, you're going to see women up on the charts, right? I'm like, so yeah. So why are there next to no women on the blues charts? What's going on here? So we started pushing and pushing, and it was funny because radio stations started kind of catching on to what I was doing, and so they were like, "Oh, we'll do a women in blues show." All right. And then they started reporting back to me that they had more listeners when they did an all women in blues show because not only did people want to hear the women and didn't have as many opportunities, so ooh, here's an opportunity, but the women themselves were more likely to share the information with their supporters and family and friends and fans. And so listenership went up. And so women are getting what we've seen over the last, decade or so is that there are more women getting on the rotations in the music with the radio. There are more women showing up on the nomination lists. There are more women winning awards. Now, not only that, since I started, because when I started this, there was one woman up in I never remember if it's Oregon or Washington State. Her name is Sunny Hess. For a good 30 or more years, she's been doing a women in blues type event out there. And I was like, that's the only one? What's going on? Since we started this, Melbourne, Australia now has a women in blues organization, and they told us that they were inspired by us. Down in Florida, there's a couple of different blues societies and organizations that are now doing women in blues things that I'm told were inspired by us. The Atlanta Blues Society has started doing specifically women in blues events. I just learned and am getting ready to connect with an organization in Croatia that is doing women in blues. And just like it was like a week ago, India in Mumbai, they had an all female lineup at a blues festival and people absolutely loved it. So, and it's not that we're trying to, I've never said we're not trying to dominate. Okay. That's not what we're trying to do. I've said from the beginning, this was about leveling the playing field, giving these women that opportunity that people were sort of trying to keep them out of, and by making a lot of noise. Yeah, well, and not only that, I said, "If I have to be the bad guy, I don't mind." There were ti and early on, I was a bit maybe too heavy-handed because 'cause I'd be like, "What do you think you're doing? Do not take the spotlight away from the women. We will share it with you, but don't take it away." And I've softened a bit, but I'm also older, so that helps, right? Um, but I don't mind being the bad guy. If somebody wants to say, oh, well, women don't tell me they don't deserve it,
For the right reason, it's okay to be the bad guy. Sometimes you got to be the bad guy for the right reason.
Yeah. But I'll never be the bad guy to my female blues artists. Because the organization and all these women, some of them are younger than me, some of them are older than me, but they're my babies to me. They're my children, and I'm like a mama bear or a tiger. You even I sniff that you're going to threaten my child, I am going to come right at you. I'm going to be standing right in front of. I'm going to be in your face
Well,
because
my
these women.
suspicion is it takes someone with that. I don't even know what the word I want. That investment. I'll use it that way. Take someone with that investment to get done what you're doing. So I led you into that road because I really want people to understand that it's more than just we enjoy what we do. It's also that we really do want to shine a spotlight on some of these amazing people that you just wouldn't know them if we didn't do what we do. On that note, I'm going to stop. We're going to bounce back out for a minute because I want to make sure we get one more song from you. What song are you going to give me next?
The one that hit the Paris Blues charts, Middle-Aged Bones.
Middle-Aged Bones. Love the title. So we'll talk about that one in just a minute. We're going to take a listen. We'll catch you guys on the flip side.
Well, it may look good on the outside, but it feels so bad inside. I think of all the hurts I've had and the doctors by my side. I'm so old, so damn old. Now the creak and moan, I got the middle-aged bones. Oh, the creak and moan, I got the middle-aged bones. Oh, the creak, the creak, the creak. Creak and they moan. Oh, they creak and moan. I got the middle-aged bone. Well, I was about 8 years old the first time that I was told your bones would be old before their time. The next time they told me I was 9. Now the creak and moan, I got the middle-aged bones. Oh, the creak and moan, I got the middle-aged bones. Oh, they creak, they creak, they creak, they creak and they moan. Oh, they creak and moan, I got the middle-aged bones. Some days I can't get out of bed, and when I do, I hit my head. I'm so old and accident prone. Now the creak and moan, I got the middle-aged bone. Oh, the creak and moan, I got the middle-aged bones. Oh, the creak and moan, I got the middle-aged bones. Oh, they creak, they creak, they creak, they creak and they moan. Oh, they creak and moan, I got the middle-aged bones.
This radio is powered by Streamlion, the superior internet radio hosting service that provides our SOCAN license coverage. Visit streamlion.com for more.
Hey there, changemakers. Imagine a world where every small act creates a ripple of impact. At wearestarfish.org, we're turning dreams of a better tomorrow into reality. Join our global community of starfish where every person like you is a catalyst for positive change. Whether it's empowering education, environmental stewardship, or supporting local communities, we believe in the power of every individual to make a difference. Visit wearestarfish.org today and discover how you can be a part of the wave of change. Wearestarfish.org, because each one matters.
All right, guys, I'm still here with Michele. We were just listening to Middle-Aged Bones. Tell me about that song, Michele.
That one is actually one that I wrote. My guitarist helped me, compose the music for it. Um, Middle-aged bones came up because when I was young, I fell down a flight of stairs. When I was 22, I was in a car hit by a fire truck. By the time I was in my 30s, I'd already been diagnosed with osteoarthritis and stenosis and all kinds of other things. And there were days that it was really hard to even get up out of the bed, like very hard. And I wrote this song sort of as it was a tongue in cheek look at the misery of having really old bones and having it start young in my life because I was also very accident prone when I was young. And to any of the young ones listening, everything you do when you're young will come back and haunt you. And I jumped over fences and sprained ankles. I cut things open. The flight of stairs, I took all the meat off my legs. You know what I mean? Yeah, middle-aged bones was a way to sort of make light of living in pain fairly early on. And so I had middle-aged bones before I technically hit middle age. And now I'm I'm on the high end of that middle age. You don't even want to talk about the pain. So
I love it. I love it. I love the story behind the songs. And again, that's, part of the reason for this show is we love hearing the stories that go into these incredibly creative things that people take on and people such as yourself. So, I want to go back into the conversation before the song there. We were talking about network and so that's what, again, this show is all about bringing the spotlight to the people that are creating and then and creating a network between those people. So the other half of this show is, we're going to bring in a filmmaker and that filmmaker is going to, talk a bit about their filmmaking process. But now they're going to be connected to you, Michele, and they may hear your music. They may want to put your music in their film. And I remind people that as a musician and a singer and a performer, you guys need imagery as well. People are just starting to really realize how important music videos are. Even if you're just doing a lyric video, you still need a background on it. There's so much to be gained from having a network of people that do graphics and film and people that do music and putting them together. And so that's what this show is all about, is putting you guys together and doing it for one purpose, which is to create opportunities,
just tell them
for young people. I know you're putting your best face forward. I see it. Yep.
well, they should also look me up on IMDb.
They're going to love you. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. They're, and so, yeah, so I'm going to throw the challenge out to you. You're obviously already doing a ton and a ton that we appreciate. You're supporting a lot of women already. I want to throw a challenge out to you that one of these days I'm going to call you and you're going to pick up the phone because you'll know it's me. And I'm going to ask you what we can do to help some young person. It might be a 12-year-old. It might be a 14-year-old. It might be a 17-year-old. It might be a 22-year-old. I don't know. But it's going to be some young person that's got the blues in their soul. And I'm going to call you because it's going to be a woman. And we're going to be like, Michele, what can we do to give this young lady a step up? She doesn't have that opportunity. She's never met all the right people. She didn't get introduced to anybody when she was 6 years old and get brought into the limelight like she should have been, but she's here. She's ready. What can you do to help? So just, if
Oh,
there's,
we'd love that.
yeah, if you, that's,
We've
that's the kind
already
of partnership.
Well, one of the things that we do at our showcase, we reserve 5 spots for female artists who have actually gotten into the International Blues Challenge, 5 who've not gotten into the International Blues Challenge, and 1 spot for a youth act. And we do it by lottery. So their names are entered into a lottery. But we've had uh, amazing talent. We've had Lainey Ford, we've had Grace Cooch, Sarah Grace, who went on to the top 10 of The Voice, Perigita Bastola, who went on to the top 10 of The Voice. This year we had Kiersey Jolie, who performs under the name In the Key of Kiersey. There's others. It's just they're not coming to mind immediately. First time Valerie June performed with us, she was early 20s. Now she's out performing with the Black Keys and things like that. But we will we will try to get her in our group. We will try to get her networked. We will try to look for women who are in her region who can mentor or guide or answer some questions. We also raise money when we're in Memphis, not for our nonprofit, but for the foundation, a large portion of it for Generation Blues. And Generation Blues is an organization that sends kids to the Pine Top Perkins camp where they get to train with blues masters and learn from people that they might not otherwise ever get to meet, and we'll help try to get them networked there as well. I mean,
That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. That's the magic right there, because we all know people with money get opportunities, and people that they come from these legacy families, they come from money, they just get opportunities that other people don't get. And that's the ones that we're trying to give that handout, that step up, that hey, I recognize that you have the heart, the mind, and the talent to do something. Here's your opportunity. Let me pass you over to Michele because she's got a great network, that kind of
and
thing.
we'll
So
yeah, and we'll if I can't mentor them myself, I will try to find somebody in their area, because quite often when it comes to music, it's a little trickier to try to mentor somebody long distance, even if can do a video sessions with them. Um, if you've got somebody who can sit there, like if they're a guitar player who can go, hey, wait, see this? All right, bend your finger this way. Now give do that. Or a harmonica player who's like, yeah, but when you do it, you want to pull, how to work a microphone. Things like that are much better done when you can do it, have them do it, but go back and forth. And so, yeah, we will definitely try to help them get networked in
well,
the
that's
area.
where the community comes in too. And like, as you guys all have heard it, you've heard it a million times. I'll never stop saying it. We're building a community. The community is already being built virtually and in real world, that as we get to really connect with the people that we virtually meet, we're already building that community, but we're going to build a physical community too. And that community is then going to be able to bring somebody like Michele out and be like, all right, Michelle's going to teach you how to work a mic, guys. So everybody pay attention. Or Michelle's going to bring somebody that's going to teach you how to work a mic.
And it's funny because I judged at the International Blues Challenge this year, and I was actually surprised that a number of people didn't seem to understand how to work a microphone. And these were people who'd made it to the International Blues Challenge. And I was like, stop eating the mic. You're too loud. When you're that loud, you pull back some. I mean, there's like all these little things that I wanted to say to people that I couldn't. It wasn't my
You're
place. I
like,
was there
you're
to
like, do you guys
judge.
get like distortion happens when you do this?
Yeah, and if you are going to literally full on do your power voice, you need to get back several inches off the mic, depending upon the power. When
Amen.
you're this close
Thank you for
to the
teaching that to
mic,
people.
yeah, and you're pushing with all your diaphragm, it's like, "Oh my, okay."
Yeah, bring it down, bring it down, bring it back. So, well, Michele, we appreciate everything that you're doing for women in blues, for the blues in general, for people everywhere to even be able to enjoy this stuff and listen to it. Um, I appreciate, everything you've done over the years in working with everybody.
I love what you're doing.
Well, thank you, and we have fun with it. So, how do people find you? Let me preface that with in the way that you want to be found, because not all of us want to be found by everyone. But as far as women in blues and the people that need to get to you, how do you want to be found?
The easiest way to find me, if you're not on Facebook and part of the Facebook group and see me to go, oh, send a message or a comment to me, would be to go to the nationalwomeninblues.com website. There's one of those things where you can say contact, and it will forward an email directly to me. And then I will get it and reply. If you are on Facebook, you can definitely hit me up there. We also have an Instagram page. So National Women in Blues is who we are. And we don't tweet anymore. I'm sorry. We don't X anymore.
Yeah, no, it sounds tweet always sounded funny to me, but it sounds way
Yeah.
better now than X. So
There's something weird about that one for me, but we do have an Instagram presence. We also have a YouTube page for National Women in Blues. We've got archives there. Oops, sorry about that. My alarm's telling me my baked potato is ready. Um, but yeah, that's the easiest way is yeah through social media. National Women in Blues group, National Women in Blues Inc. page on Facebook, National Women in Blues Instagram, National Women in Blues YouTube. You it if you can't find National Women in Blues somewhere, you're not looking.
right, yes, you're not doing something correctly if you can't find her. So, guys, just like, share, subscribe, follow, go through it, man. This woman's doing amazing things to help a lot of women, a lot of people, a lot the stuff you want to hear on the radio, the stuff that you enjoy, the stuff that just makes your heart sing, the stuff that grabs you and lets you know that like people get it. That's what this woman is bringing every day for the last, we won't say how many years, but for a couple years. So just please just go on her Facebook or Instagram, like go to all the social media, check her website out, make sure you're looking at National Women in Blues. This is an incredible lady doing incredible things for a lot of other incredible women. So please take the time to listen, follow, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Michelle, you got anything to throw out there before we close?
Just that I love what your organization is doing, and it's something that I've always dreamed about, and I'll help where I can. But I've taken on my mantle, so I'm going to let you handle yours. But you holler if you need me, and I'll do what I can.
Amen, sister. We are very kindred souls. Michelle, I know you said you've had a desire for a long time to build a community for orphans, and I would love to find some way to connect with you on that and just help make your wish happen too, because you're obviously helping a lot of other people make their wish and their dream come true. And if this is something that's been on your heart for a long time, then it's on my heart to help bring that to life for you too.
Thank you.
So yeah, I
Thank
appreciate you and all you do for everybody. Again, guys, every Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you can catch it on KPEO Radio. You can also catch it on wearestarfish.org. And hopefully soon, wink, wink, you'll be able to catch it a few more places. I can't tell you where yet, though, but you will. So
you.
catch you guys next time. Thanks again, Michelle. And hey, everybody, it's Eric here from Story to Screen. I am here with Tina Aldrich. Tina, thanks so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, Tina's just an awesome lady. She's been working in this industry for a couple of years. We won't say how many because we're going to leave her at her, 29-year-old status ish.
Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome. Thank you. And and then, so Tina, just give us a little historical tour there through your background.
Oh man. Okay. So, uh, you know, I have to give credit where credit is due. And I was a gymnast for 10 years living in Central Florida. So of course, as soon as that, part of your life is over, you just go into whatever work feels natural. And that's going to be stunt shows in Central Florida. So I worked at both Disney and Universal doing live shows there. And then from that, the stunt industry was actually, relatively small back in the day, especially in comparison to what it is now. And many things were being filmed in Central Florida still at that time. We had the backlots at MGM Studios. So from that, I got to do a couple different films and TV shows, doing some stunt work in that. Um, and then I took quite a bit of a break. But after, my break, I came back and really dived more so into acting instead of stunt work, as well as the production side.
I'm gonna
Line
stop you right there.
producing.
Hold on, because when you say stunt work, let's
Sure.
talk about what you mean when you say. Are we talking like you did a stunt, like you walk across the floor and pretend to trip on something, or what kind of stunt do you mean when you say stunt work?
Yeah, so I know that can be just a big range, can't it? As well as, you see the credit go by and your name's in there for just what you're talking about. For me personally, my stunt work ranged from doing a high fall off of a building to being lifted up by a wire, you know, 10, 20 feet up in the air, to tumbling because I'm a gymnast. So that's what I did. Fighting, so stage fighting, any of that gun handling and things of that nature.
Awesome.
So mine really stayed in that. I've never been lit on fire. I don't know if I will be. Maybe I've passed my time for that. But
Is that something that a stunt person normally aspires to, is to be lit on fire?
you have all ends of the spectrum in every area of entertainment as well as stunt work. So you have some stunt people that are like, I'll do all of it, light me on fire, give me 100-foot building to jump off of. I'm good though with a lot lesser of that side of things. So no, I don't ever aspire to be lit on fire. I think I'm good. I'm good with what I did, but yeah, wire work has to be, in my opinion, the most fun of any of the stunt stuff. Gun tactical work is cool just because, I don't know, I feel like that's cool. I've always loved watching any of those types of like army movies and things of that. So just being able to handle it and really create the intensity, I think, in the films right there and get people on the edge of their seats is
Absolutely.
really
Yeah.
cool. It's a cool
You've
feeling.
got
Yeah,
and you've got stuff, right? You've got like photos and stuff that you can send me that we can
I
build in here
do.
and let people see some of the
Yeah,
crazy stuff that you've done, right?
I
Uh,
do. I do. Now keep in mind, we did say I took a couple decade break there. So a lot of this stuff was back when we didn't have phones on or cameras on phones, right? So I do have some still shots, so you can see me in the air on a couple of different things, that I did when I was training over at Universal. And then recently, and I say recently loosely, so within the past 2 years, I did do a little bit of wire work, and so I can send you over some stuff that way. But
yeah, yeah.
um,
Well, let them see
yeah,
what you do, man.
yeah. Well, I'm now
So
called the OG.
there,
So
oh, the OG. All right, I dig it. So for all of our producer friends out there, here's a producer that has some other skills too. So if you're looking for um a stunt coordinator or anything like that on some of your stuff, don't forget, reach out to us here. We'll put you in touch with Tina, or you'll be able to find Tina yourself pretty easily. If you can't find her, call us and we'll find her for you. So
thank
just
you. Yeah.
again, the way, because that's what this whole show is about, is helping people to collaborate a little better, that
Mhm.
whatever it is that you bring to the table, um there are a zillion people out there that we work
Yeah.
with that may just be looking for that thing. And
As well as the casting side, Eric. So I do want to mention, just because I have, I've done stuff personally, but because I've been in the industry itself, that part in particular, for multiple decades, I do have an eye with what I'm watching and what I'm looking for. So even as far as the casting part goes, I can definitely lend a really good eye on that, as well as put the feelers out and find the right people, for the part of it. So I could be.
I had to film a fight scene a couple years ago, and it is incredibly difficult to do if you don't have a person such as yourself standing
Yeah,
right in there making sure that the angle is the correct angle, because we all know that the fight isn't really happening.
yeah,
They're not
yeah,
really hitting each other, but they do it so well. They do it so well that if you do the angle correctly and you practice the motion, and that but if you don't, man, it shows.
yeah. It's a choreographed dance, it really is. And it can get dangerous if you are not trained and doing it right. So yeah, it's a very intricate part. And it's important that the actors most of the time are not the stunt people because of the level, of all it takes is for someone to throw a punch and for you to turn the wrong way. And there it is. Yeah. Not thinking.
Yes.
Hmm.
So you've lived in that world, the stunt world, and a lot of the acting world. What else from there? How did you transition from being there to kind of some of the more of the stuff you're doing nowadays?
Yeah. So, I've always been one of those where, and even back in elementary school or middle school and high school group projects, I was like, well, let me just do all of it. I have an eye for what the finished product wants. It can look like, it's supposed to look like, and how to get it there, how to put all the parts together to really get it to that finished product. And even when I'm working for somebody or collaborating for somebody, I feel like I really listen and I can understand what they're wanting to achieve. The whole marketing aspect of the film, like, why do we want to put this out, or TV show, or what are we looking to achieve? So I've done location scouting with that end goal in mind. This is the perfect spot for that. I've done casting, PA work. I understand every little part of things that need to happen to make it happen. And so I'm a very motivated individual, and I have a passion for this industry in all areas of the industry. And so, I think that when you get somebody that has that same energy and passion and you put it together, that's how I've been able to go, okay, they dropped the ball. Don't worry. I got that one too. They dropped it. I can do that, just to try to make it happen. And Eric, you've worked on some projects with me. You've seen that happen, itself. I'm like, okay, let me grab some waivers. Let me schedule the spot. Let me contact the people and
Yeah, and I think it's such an important quality to be able to grab onto the way that you can coordinate even. The coordinator behind every project that happens is probably like the linchpin to everything. Without the coordinating person, everything falls apart. And when things fall apart, it just makes the whole production run tougher. And sometimes they don't ever make it to the finish line just because the coordinator wasn't the right person for the right spot at the
sure.
right time. Or so it's great that you have all of that in your background, in your back pocket per se, so that when you're on set in whatever role you're in, you do understand so many different facets of it, which is really helpful for cinematographers, directors, all that kind of stuff. It lends so much more depth to, what you're able to do. You understand, well, if I look right at the camera, they're going to feel this way about it. But if I look over the camera, they're going to feel this about it. If I look straight into the camera, it could be really intense and they may not like it. So,
Yeah.
you get all that stuff. So it's cool to be able to work on set with you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And execution as well is key. I think that one of the funny things I've heard from other people is Tina's already got it done. So I feel like there's a lot of talking sometimes that goes on. We should do this, or be cool, or maybe this, that. And it's, well, here, everything's already done. These are your options. And so it just makes it easier for whoever I'm work with to be able to, continue going. Cause sometimes you need that person. So,
Absolutely. You
yeah.
absolutely need that person. So we're going to take a quick break right here. All right, guys. So yeah, that was some of the cool stuff that Tina's been a part of over the years, and just a couple of years, because again, she's only like 29-ish, so we're gonna keep her there forever. Tina, you have made a little bit of a transition. I know you still do some of that on camera stunt, all of the kind of stuff that you've been involved with before, but I know that you are making a little bit of a transition here. Do you want to talk our viewers through what's in the works for you?
Well, absolutely. Like I said, I love seeing the finished product, and sometimes, I think for a lot of our viewers, they already know it. If you want something done right, you do it yourself, right? Or you get somebody that's with you, and you work with a smaller group. So I'm actually working on a project here in Orlando, and it's kind of it's a really, I don't know how much I can say about it, but I'm an on-camera, host for that, and that's going to be a 24-hour channel. So that's been a lot of work. It's been fun, and as the filming continues to go, of course, as everybody knows, when it's something like that, we're changing small things and being able to adapt to what they want and what we need. So I'm working on something here. I've been working as a host on the show Georgia's Hot Spots, and so that's been pretty cool. Not only a host, I've also done some location scouting there. I've created an episode, and so I do travel. So I am based here in Florida, but of course I'm traveling all over the place, doing some stuff. And then there's another project that is in the works that, again, you're just going to have to wait and see. But this is everything I love doing, so even with what I'm working on, I'm still grabbing, for more. I get excited about it. So it's not work.
It sounds like it's a very transitional year for you, that you're really starting to dig into some of the aspects that, that you're really interested in digging into. So we're excited to see the kind of stuff that you're going to be putting out over the next couple of years. How do people find you? Whether it's for, stuff you've done in the past, for, for helping out on other sets, or people that want to talk to you about whatever you've got coming up. How do people find you?
Absolutely. So, you can reach out to me via email. I'm great. I'll respond to that within 24 hours for sure. And that's Tina Aldrich act2@gmail.com, which maybe we could put it up there. It'd be great. My cell phone is always open, 407-575-7616. Instagram is also a great way to be able to get in touch with me. So I can put my Instagram handle, up here as well. So Tina Warrior Princess 7, and I'm constantly, talking to people about various things. And I love doing that. Bring me your ideas, bring me anything that you need help with. And, I love meeting new people. A stranger is a person you haven't met yet, right?
Awesome. Love that. So, one of the things that we do, here, this whole show is built around the wearestarfish.org, and the premise that, as we help other people start to collaborate better together, they can create opportunities for young people within the performing arts. And so I'm going to leave that as a challenge to you, that with some of the stuff that you're working on, whether it's something you're hosting, whether it's something you're on camera, whether it's something you're behind the scenes, anytime there's a moment where you feel like there's a spot you could bring somebody in there, whether it to be, just a behind the scenes camera person, or maybe somebody could help interview, or, who knows? I don't know what the answer is. I just know that somewhere in the stuff you're doing, maybe there's a spot that a young person could step in and start to really get a feel from you of what this is like.
100%. I'm thinking of multiple spots, Eric. I have some cool ideas to be able to bring somebody in. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, we're looking forward to all of it. And thank you so much, Tina, for being here with us. Once again, guys, this is Story to Screen. I'm your host, Eric. Catch it every Tuesday night, KPEO Radio, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then you can catch it on wearestarfish.org. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Eric. Bye.
Catch you guys on the flip side.
Hey there, changemakers. Imagine a world where every small act creates a ripple of impact. At wearestarfish.org, we're turning dreams of a better tomorrow into reality. Join our global community of starfish, where every person like you is a catalyst for positive change. Whether it's empowering education, environmental stewardship, or supporting local communities, we believe in the power of every individual to make a difference. Visit wearestarfish.org today and discover how you can be a part of the wave of change. Wearestarfish.org, because each one matters.
Give it up, yes, I'm ready. Give it up, feel the flames. It's bound to eat you. Head up a beast of prey. Give it up, yes, I'm ready. Give it up, feel the flames. It's bound to beat you. Beat you at your own game.
Thanks for spending some time here at Story to Screen on KPEO World Community Radio. I'm your host, Eric Krefeld, and we're rocking the film world every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can download the app or listen live, or catch the replay at wearestarfish.org, because each one matters.
Catch you next week on Story to Screen. Keep supporting film and music. It's the story we tell that
This
matters.
is powered by Streamline, the superior internet radio hosting service that provides our SOCAN license coverage. Visit streamline.com for more.